All right, this is the first video in my modifier series, and so I'm calling this one Modifiers, What Are They? Okay, that's the first thing is you got to understand even what a modifier is before you can realize how to use them and what they're used for. So a modifier is a 2-digit add-on to a CPT code. So your CPT code is 5 digits, no punctuation, no decimals, no letters, okay? And a modifier is an add-on, and it'll look like this when you write it on. So that 50 would be a modifier, okay? You can actually have more than one modifier. Actually, I'm going to take off the 50. I'm going to say 80, and I'm going to say this. So sometimes their modifiers have letters. Sometimes they're numbers, and sometimes they're a combination. And we'll look in a minute about the modifiers. But what it is it's explaining to the insurance company the circumstances of how the procedure was performed, and it may affect payment. It may get you paid more. It may get you paid less. If it gets you paid less, then you're not entitled to the full amount, and you should be getting paid less. So don't think that that's not a good thing, because sometimes you deserve less. So here's some examples. The service was greater than usually required, or you only did part of a service. Well, one of those gets you paid more, one gets you paid less, okay? If it was more than usual, you get paid more. Part of a service, you get paid less because you didn't do the whole thing. Sometimes it's just informational, okay, that it was on the right side, which is what this is, that I did the procedure on the right side of the body part. Patient has 2 hands, it was the right one, okay? So sometimes it's just statistics and information. Other times it affects our reimbursement. And so the modifier needs to be added on when the circumstances call for it. Not every code needs a modifier. You need to recognize the circumstances. Well, how do you recognize the circumstances? Number one, you're going to watch all the videos here in my modifier series, which gets you familiar with the most commonly used ones. But then you're also going to look through the list of modifiers. Where do you find that? The inside front cover of your CPT book has this list. It's printed on the inside front cover, literally on the cover. And here's a list of modifiers and what they mean. Okay, so you've got this quick cheat guide. Next, same, still on the inside front cover, you'll see now some that have letters and numbers, and then some that are just letters. Okay. So I'm going to do a video in this modifier series of the most commonly used ones so that you can get very familiar with the common ones. Okay. There are also modifiers. Well, jump back. Just to give you a full definition, modifiers, CPT has modifiers that are numeric. Absolutely. You also have modifiers that have letters in them, and those are considered to be HCPCS modifiers. And those are the ones that are either all letters or letter number combo, and those are HCPCS modifiers. CPT and HCPCS modifiers are used interchangeably with each other. So if I am billing a CPT code, I can use a modifier that's all numeric and modifiers that are letters. We are allowed to intermix their modifiers between each other. The only difference between them, of course, is how they look, but also where are you going to find them? Okay. So on the inside front cover of your CPT book, when you look at that cheat guide, you'll see some of each all printed here. Fabulous. But there's also a appendix in your CPT book of the modifiers that give you more than just that one little sentence that the inside front cover has. This one has like a couple of sentences, sometimes even almost a full paragraph, because you need more full explanation. You will only find the CPT modifiers in this book. So where do you find the rest? You have to go to the HCPC book. Okay, this is the HCPC book appendix for the modifiers, and you can see these are all the letters and the letter number combination ones. And there's way more HCPC modifiers than there are CPT. So how do you even know that you need to be using one of these? My answer is you have to be familiar with what's even on the list. Okay. You have to know your specialty, and you have to know what's on the list to even know that a modifier is needed. Here in the classroom, you're pretty much going to be using the ones on the inside front cover of your CPT book. Okay. And that's why I'm going to go through the most commonly used ones in the industry, which also reflect your commonly used ones here in the classroom. So make sure you watch the whole series. I'm going to do one video for each code or codes that are linked together. We'll do one video for the ones that go together and get you familiar with the ones you need to know.